Oh, I'm back. Y'all, I was just talking. I was just talking. And here we are. I tell you, I don't know why it acts like this. Okay, you guys, we'll see. I don't know why it does that. I'm not sure. But we'll talk for a few more minutes and then we'll, you know, go to bed. Usually when I get off of here, it's dark outside, but I forgot it's summertime, so it's nice and bright outside still. Well, not bright, but I'm back. I'm here. They do, don't they, Jamon? They be hating on me, don't they? They hate on me. They be hating on me. Pirate Justin is really the fourth time, but it's okay. We're not. Who's counting? Who's counting? And y'all, I just get to talking and don't even realize it. And then I looked over at the chat. Right, I am. Don't worry, I'll sit here for a minute. And then I look over at the chat and like 10 messages up, it's like she's frozen. I'm like, dang it, I've been talking like 20. Because once I start talking, I just start talking. So we'll just talk like this for a while and see what happens. It's because I get to clicking. I get to clicking too much and just talking. And y'all know they don't like when I start talking about real estate. I'm just kidding. We're back. I'm only going to talk for a few more minutes. Y'all make sure the masterclass links. I can really talk in the masterclass, right? Um, so all the masterclass links are below. The free one is on Thursday, so come see me on Thursday. It's on Zoom, so the Wi-Fi should be strong and with us, honestly. I don't ever have problems on Zoom for some reason. But yeah, come on back. Come on back. Do y'all have any questions while everybody's coming back? You're welcome. I try to share everything I can with you because I know y'all don't know. Like I said, I didn't know anything about auctions until I became your auction mama. And I was at the auction and I would see the same people every single auction. And I'm like, more people need to know about this. And then, sure, I'll put it in the chat for you. And so then I started making videos. And my number one video is how to buy a house at the auction. And that's how I became y'all's auction mama. Um, because y'all don't know, right? I didn't know. All I heard was they auction off properties at the courthouse. But I'm like, where? And they'll be like, look in the paper. What paper am I supposed to look in? Right? So once I realized what was going on, I was like, I'm about to share this. And so I made a video and I teach on classes and I try to share with you where to find properties, how to do your due diligence when you're looking at auction properties. Um, and then it just kind of branched out to the whole foreclosure market. And then what happened, you guys? Um, that's right. So I started talking about being an auctioneer, right? And then homeowners started reaching out to me and they'd be like, well, I think y'all had this one man call me and he was like, you auctioned off my house on Friday. I was like, sir, I didn't even work on Friday. It wasn't me. And he was like, oh, I saw your video on YouTube. So I always try to be mindful that people who might be in foreclosure watch me, right? So then people started calling me and being like, my brother's in foreclosure. Can he call you? And I'm like, yeah. So then I started just trying to help people who were in foreclosure or whose house I was going to auction off and try to help them to keep their house, right? It's like, I mean, at the end of the day, I do auction off people's houses, right? Do I enjoy that? No, right? Do I enjoy being an auctioneer? Yes. Do I enjoy auctioning off people's houses? No. You know what I mean? Like, no. If I can help you save it, I will absolutely help you save your house, right? And I've helped so many people save their house. And I partnered with like the United Housing company here who offers mortgage assistance. And I go to their offices and I'll teach them about um, the foreclosure process because a lot of people who work in mortgage assistance don't even know how the foreclosure process works, you guys, honestly. They're just there to do their job. So I'll go down there and teach them. And I've helped people get their whole mortgage balance paid off, right? So it's kind of like I try to, I do auction off people's houses, but if I can help you keep it or save it or sell it, I'll do that too. Right. And so that's how the mentorship came about. People come to me and be like, so what do you say? How do you market to them? How do you save them? So that's how that came about. And I ended up, Clark, welcome from Atlanta. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. So then, look, we're just going to talk for a minute and then I'll share my screen again. We'll try it again. So then a homeowner called me in foreclosure. They wanted to sell. We could not sell it in time. And the bank ended up taking it back from them. And then the bank was like, well, do you want to go ahead and list it for the bank? So that's how I got my first REO property and started working for the banks. So that's how I ended up teaching about REO and bank-owned properties. So it's like everything that happens, I try to share it with y'all and teach you so you can do it wherever you live. And we're doing a bank-owned boot camp. I think it's next Thursday or next Tuesday. And I'm going to talk about that. Agents, how do you get involved in being listing for the banks, right? How do you become an REO agent for banks, right? So that's how I became one and how I started. It just happened like that. So I just try to share everything that I can share with you all. I find it difficult to get in touch with people when I see an REO property listed. Cynthia, if it's REO, that means the bank owns it, right? So you're going to have to either go through the listing agent for the bank, because once it goes to auction and it doesn't sell, right, and it reverts back to the bank, at that point, you can't talk to the homeowner. Once it goes back to the bank, and then that's like, how long does it take for it to go back to the bank and the bank to push it to the market, right? That's that other unknown question, because that can take a while, right? Because once the bank gets it back, the homeowners don't have any say over it. And now you're just at the mercy of the bank waiting to see when they're going to put it on the market for us to buy, right? So once it becomes an REO, you can't talk to anybody but the bank. Now, if it's an auction property, we've talked about that before. You can reach out to those homeowners all the way up until their auction date, right? To see if they want to sell it, right? From the time that notice goes out that they're in foreclosure all the way up until auction date, you can talk to the homeowner. The homeowner is still the decision maker, right? So if they want to sell it, they can sell it. If they file bankruptcy, that can stop the auction. Now, once it goes through me and reverts back to the bank, the banks usually, they're going to be like, well, wait till we put it on the market. It'll be pretty hard to talk to the bank once it goes from auction. So, but you have all the way up until the auction to talk to the homeowner, if that makes sense, Cynthia. You got me? If that makes sense. So don't let an auction date scare you from reaching out to that homeowner, okay? Because that homeowner is still the decision maker. That homeowner can still sell that property, right? A lot of homeowners just file bankruptcy the morning of that auction and stop an auction. If y'all didn't know that, a bankruptcy will stop an auction, okay? So if you're in foreclosure and you don't have the money, you don't want to sell it, you just don't have any way out, your last resort, you can file bankruptcy and that will stop an auction. Okay. So in case you did not know that, you guys. So I was trying to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Clark, what's going on down there in Atlanta? I dropped the article back in the chat if y'all want that article. A homeowner I'm working with wants to do a deed in lieu of foreclosure. I've been trying to tell her to talk to the bank to see her options, possibly short sale. Have you been seeing a lot of short sales? I got a lot of people in Texas doing short sales. She in Texas, and she said she specializes in short sales. She said she had like 13 listings. All of them were short sales. My other girl in Austin, she's an REO agent and everything. And she's saying, but she helps people in foreclosure. She's like, everybody who calls her does not have any equity. She's having a short sale, everybody in Texas. So yeah, the only thing with short sales, a lot of time the homeowner doesn't get any money back, so they're like, what's the point of me doing that? But it keeps you without a foreclosure on your credit. You know what I mean? How do you help someone who is behind on HOA? They threaten foreclosure. they can't pay their HOA. Like red is the amount too much that they can't pay, because HOA can foreclose on you. HOA, taxes, and your primary mortgage, all three of those things can foreclose on you. I call them the three kings, right? They can foreclose on you. Like if you're going to the tax sale or the auction, these are the liens you want to buy. You want to buy a tax lien, you can buy an HOA lien, and you can buy that primary mortgage, and that will give you ownership of that property. So HOA can absolutely foreclose on you and take your house, right? How do you help someone who behind on HOA? Can they negotiate with HOA, set up a payment plan? What states? Tennessee and Mississippi is where I primary specialize in when it comes to buying and selling, but y'all know I work on that investment side. It's where I um, work. That's my lane, the investment side, right? So, yeah, but those are, if you're going to the auction, those are the three liens you buy. Those will give you ownership. HOA can foreclose on you and take your house. Taxes, we all know that. Tax lien sales, tax deed sales, they can foreclose on you and take your house. And your mortgage, your primary mortgage. If you don't pay that, they can foreclose on you and take your house. So you can buy HOA license. You pay the HOA in Georgia, and it gives you ownership of the home. The HOA is going to foreclose on you. That's what's going to happen. And your house is going to go up for auction. And then you pay that balance and you'll get the house. But the HOA will foreclose. Like I've auctioned off properties that lien. It's that HOA lien that's foreclosed on. You bid on that at auction, and then you get ownership of that house. Like, thank you, Keith. Thank you, Keith, for paraphrasing what I'm saying. Like tax deeds and tax lien sales, you bid on that lien or that deed and you get ownership depending on which one you're bidding on. And the primary mortgage, they will foreclose on that lien, that primary mortgage. It goes up for auction, you buy that and you get ownership. Be careful in Florida with CDDs. Home buyers are not always aware of CDD communities, and real estate agents are not always honest with the buyer. Ooh, thank you, Esther. Y'all just have to do your due diligence. Is all I can say. Do your due diligence. Yes, thanks, you guys. I'm in Tennessee and Mississippi. Those are the two states I'm licensed in. But if you know me, you know that I really don't fool with on-market properties. I'm an off-market kind of girl. And I'm on the investment side. I primarily work with investors. I primarily work with homeowners who are in distress. That is my lane. If you are in foreclosure, short sale, something like that, that's who I primarily help. I feel like it's a whole bunch of agents who work with, regular buyers. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was going to try to show y'all some auction properties, unless y'all have some more questions. Bank-owned properties. Let's see if we can. Y'all know how I feel about sharing this screen. it could be hit or miss. It could be hit or miss. What do y'all want to see? Auctions or bank-owned properties? Which ones? Or y'all got questions? Tell me whichever one wins. Bank-owned, auctions. Which y'all want to talk about? Y'all want to see some upcoming auctions for the week, or y'all want to know where to find bank-owned properties? Okay, Carlita said auctions. Because I'm y'all's auction mama. Is that why? Because I'm your auction mama? Bank-owned. Let's try to do a little bit of both. Y'all see I got it on my cup. Auction mama. Bank-owned, bank-owned. I think I can get through bank-owned a little quicker, and then we'll go to auctions. How about that? Don't forget the bank-owned boot camp is next Tuesday the 15th. And we'll talk about all about bank-owned properties. And if you want to be a listing agent for the banks, I'll give you some websites and tell you where to go to register for that. And then the 17th is the pre-foreclosure playbook, I believe. Look at me, the pre-foreclosure, all about how to reach out to homeowners before they go to auction. And then this Thursday, I'm looking at a calendar because y'all see me looking up. This Thursday, the 10th, it's the free masterclass. If you just don't know where you want to invest in and you just want to learn, come on in there. Come on in this room on Thursday, not this room. Sign up. It'll be a Zoom link, right? And I'll teach you all about that for free. And I'll tell you where to buy properties, which one might be best for you if you have cash, if you don't have cash, if you don't know what to do, if you got a little bit of cash, which route would be best for you. If you just don't know where to start, come see me on the 10th, right? Are banks negotiating right now, like on REO properties? Yeah, I'm noticing a lot of, let's see if I can share my screen and let's see if we can keep hope alive. Everybody send good vibes. Not now. I'm going to share my screen and we're just going to hope for the best. Yes, Red, come on. Y'all know me. If you ever been in my masterclass, it's a good time. And then y'all can ask me questions, live and we can talk about it. You know what I mean? And some of y'all, the brave ones, will turn your camera on and I can see you. I love to see your faces. So if you come to the masterclass, you get extra points for turning on your cameras. Let's see. Look, I'm scared. Look, I'll be scared. Share. I'm scared. Y'all, they still popping firecrackers outside my house. Y'all can see my screen? We still here? Everybody blinking? If you can see my screen, blink. Thank you, Jackie. Jackie, no, blink. Let me let it sit for a second, right? Because I'll get on there, start clicking, and then the Wi-Fi gets upset. So I'm on HUD Home Store. Somebody's got to be the stenographer. HUD Home Store is a bank-owned site, right? HUD Home Store .gov. Okay, HUDHomestore.gov. Somebody put it in the chat. HomePath, HOMEPATH. Home. I have not auctioned off any land at this point. Now I might have, you know what I mean? Because I don't ever see the properties before I auction. You know what I mean? But there are some land sites. Landwatch.com. Farmandland.com is another land site. I'll try to get y'all through that. Richard from Houston. Welcome. HomePath, HUD Home Store, Home Steps. I'm typing them in the chat.com. These are all bank-owned sites. VRMproperties.com. That's the VA bank-owned site. HomePath, HUD Home Store, Home Steps, VRM, Bank of America, REO, and True REO. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Truist all have their own REO sites. Okay, so you'll have to go to their site to look for it. So here's the site. You would just put in, maybe let's say Chicago. What's going on in Chicago? And here it is. Like you can click bank price reduced. Everybody, when we're negotiating with the bank, I don't know when the bottom will come. I mean, in the next couple of years, like we hadn't even got started yet. Some people are saying like next summer, June, July of next year. A lot of people, I'm sure, are going to start defaulting if unemployment goes up, these jobs getting shaky, if interest rates don't go down a little bit. And the thing with interest rates is, you guys, even if interest rates go down, right, we've got such a supply of homes on the market, right? We got a few buyers, lots of homes. If interest rates go down, more people are going to put their house on the market, right? We might get some more buyers, but we're going to still have a big inventory lined up. So, and I don't know, even if interest rates go down, if that's going to bring people to the market. Houses are just unaffordable right now. Even with the low interest rate, homes are just unaffordable. The average home price right now is $440,000. The average home price, you guys. That means your mortgage payment is like $3,300 to $4,000 with taxes and insurance. You know what I mean? And that's the average price home price is almost $450. You guys, homes are just unaffordable, even if interest rates go down, right? So we need a little bit of a reset. You know what I mean? For these home prices to start coming on down. But a reset, I mean, that's not going to be good for people who got, if you going to be underwater. Louisiana, 1 in 10. You know what I mean? So what's that? It's like we're going to get there, but it might be a bumpy road to get there. You know what I mean? We're going to have some casualties getting there. I was on Wells Fargo, I was saying, came across Russell Simmons' house that foreclosed in Wells. Stop, Clark. Clark, not Russell Simmons' house. I thought he be like in Bali, don't he? Vacationing. Maybe that's why. Yeah. That's what I'm people losing their jobs. Airbnb, people saying they can't rent out Airbnb. Now people are going back to hotels, and all those people who bought properties thinking Airbnb was going to be the golden ticket. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so many factors, right? It's so many. I'm always like, it's a recipe for a perfect storm, right? Like, we got so much going on. Commercial, people being underwater, people losing jobs, houses being too high. It's just, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a whole lot going on right now. That's all I can say. So remember, you have to qualify. Refi, and that's the thing. People were saying date the rate, marry the house. Y'all know I ain't agree with that, but I'm not gonna get on that soapbox. Do y'all know they have denied 40%? 40% of refinance applications have been denied. 40%. So all those people who were promised that they could, when interest rates go down, date the rate, marry the house, 40%, you guys, are being denied. So all those people who thought they were going to lower their interest rate, they're going to be stuck struggling to pay a mortgage, right? Silver's also looking to, silver, but a lot of people invest in silver and gold. Hubzu. Yeah, Hubzu is a legit site. Hubzu is a legit site for sure. Get on there, but make sure you read all the terms and conditions. You might have to pay a buyer's premium, but yeah, no, it's legit. I know somebody who used to work for Hubzu. Everything is credit, but they say me on made a downturn, just trying to see how to say that's right. That's right. I'm with you, Cynthia. I'm with you. Like, when people are running away from the fire, we running into it. Not technically, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like, down markets, definitely. Even in 2008, which was like a horrible time for a lot of people. A lot of people got rich in 2008. A lot of people who was prepared definitely got rich in 2008. For sure, for sure. They said that we are in the same position where it comes to like defaults and all that. Right now, we're at the same place as where we were in January of 2008, I think is what they said. We are there right now with defaults and everything right now. We're at the exact same place we were at in January 2008. So, 2008 or 2006, I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. And to everyone, private. Welcome, Lewis. Look at everybody. I know when I get some investors and real estate people in the room, y'all can go ahead and shout out what y'all do, where you're from, what you're looking to buy. So, what I was going to say, let me teach real quick. Look, let me teach right quick. Price reduced. That's what I was going to say before I got off and y'all distracted me. When we put offers to the bank, you guys, what game are we playing? Say it with me. Limbo. How do you play limbo? Say it with me. How do we play limbo? It's how low can you go? That's the game you play when you negotiate with the bank. Okay. The bank will counter you. You can put in your offer, the bank will come back. You can come back with another offer. I know the bank is countered at least 3 times with me. Okay. So don't go in there like I don't wanna offend the bank. Y'all, it's the bank. It is the bank. We are not worried about their feelings or offending them, right? So negotiate. That's my whole point of that. But you see, price reduced. Price reduced. These are bank-owned properties, you guys. I ain't gonna give y'all this masterclass. So, but what I will say this. At the bank-owned boot camp, it's gonna be much better than this, you guys. But let me show you this. Just a couple of things if you can't come to that. A lot of y'all are like, is there an agent? When it comes to buying REO properties, yes. If you have an agent, you can use your own agent. If your agent does not want to work with bank owned or they don't know, you can reach out to the agent for the bank. Okay. The listing broker will be listed there. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. And then you submit an offer. When it comes to bank owned properties, you guys, you can use traditional financing, right? That's right. How low can you go? That's right. Traditional financing, FHA, 203K, conventional. You can use traditional financing. You can get an inspection, right? Let's see if they a lot of times still have little like little resources where it tells you how to submit an offer, right? I was just going to look for that. HUD Homes. And then see, you can click Oregon's got 14, California's got 66 properties, Texas got 133 properties up for REO. New listings. So you come on here, you submit an offer, boom. You just like if you're buying a regular property, you call the agent, say you want to go look at it. They'll get you in the property, go look, you put in your offer, send over your pre-approval, get a home inspection done. If it's got a whole bunch of repairs, you better make sure that offer reflects that the house needs a whole bunch of repairs. Okay? Everybody with me. We on the same accord. So we're not worried about offending the bank. And you just click and then you submit your offer. And as these start piling up, the banks are going to have to let them go. The bank is not in the business of holding houses, you guys. Y'all told me this is pronounced bear. The X is silent. I'm learning. Every time I do a video, y'all be like, that's not how you say it. So I'm learning. So, see, look, 203K eligible. FHA $100 down eligible. Y'all better go get some of these bank houses. Then that's what you do, right? You come on here, you sign in, you need an agent. Unless you're an agent yourself, you reach out to this agent, boom, tell them you want to go see it, bring your contractor, do an inspection if you need to. Not if you need to, you will do an inspection. And boom, and make your offer. And we play how low can you go? Everybody still with me? How low? That's right. Clark House. Clark gonna go live. Clark gonna eventually go live. I'm telling you, he's the funniest. Get you some land. I know. And get you some chickens, and then I'm gonna come buy some eggs from you. HUD Home Store. Then it's the same thing. Homepath.com. Maybe it's not homepath.com. What is it? Homepath.org? I don't know. Homepath. There it is. That's Fannie Mae's site. Same thing. Blink if you can see it. Blink if you can see it. Get licensed in tech so I can call you in a year or two. If interest rates don't drop, I'll be forced to buy cash. I refuse to pay high interest. It's against my religion. That's right. It's against all our religion. We all gonna be in Texas trying to buy a little foreclosure. I'm telling you. Okay, good. Y'all can see my screen. HomePath. This is another one, just like HUD Home Store. This is Fannie Mae's site. Same thing, you guys. You can do financing. You go on here.